Hello.
Hello.
Yes, we're continuing with this. This is actually the last of the American ones.
Oh, is it really?
Um, let's see if I can remember which one it is. It's this one. We're in New England.
New England?
Yeah.
What's that wrong with old England?
Well, where do you want me to start?
Well, yeah, to be fair, it's quite a lot.
Now I've actually had a pretty decent amount of success here. You can see by the little red blotches.
Hmm.
So hopefully this time is just as successful, but we'll have to see, won't we?
It won't be.
Well, we'll see. It's just a nice walk in the woods with a friend when you're ready.
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Oh, pardon me. Have you heard about Jurgen Klopp?
You see the football man.
He is a football man. He's not the football man,
It's the
but
other
he's definitely.
sport topic you had.
It was the other sports topic because there was, like I say, there was two big bits of news.
Yeah,
One of them today for us was the Lewis Hamilton one,
yeah.
and then the other one, I believe, over the weekend was Jurgen Klopp.
What happened to him then?
He's decided that at the end of this season he is leaving Liverpool.
Right, has he been successful thus far?
I think they've had quite a bit of success. Yeah,
Well, lovely.
I don't really follow football all that much.
He
Not like
moving to a
other.
different club.
Don't know. Just know he's leaving it, and it's quite a big deal apparently.
Alright, alright. Well, I don't follow football,
No, me neither.
which I admit is strange for a man with a nice touch. But hey ho.
You know who else had a nice touch?
Who?
Midas.
Right.
Did you think I was going to do something very inappropriate there?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you should know better.
Hmm. Um, I should have mentioned this a while ago because it's not the first I've heard of this, but did you hear that the new Doctor Who companion is leaving at the end of this season?
I did not.
Yeah, which took me by surprise, really. Um, she doesn't. Well, I don't know. I guess she's moving on to other projects, but I thought she would be in it for the long haul.
One would hope, but
Apparently not. They'll have to introduce a new one and wrap her little story up, I guess.
I mean, it's there's been a few like that, hasn't there? I mean, Donna obviously started off as a one seasoner.
Martha.
Martha was a one seasoner. And that's just in modern Who, you
Yeah,
know.
I don't know enough about classic Who to really comment on the others. Maybe it'll be like Tegan, and she'll just go, "Fuck this. This is. I can't deal with this much death. I'm leaving."
Well, that is part of the thing, isn't it? Is that it's quite a traumatic experience going
Yeah, but it's
with
wonderful
with the
too,
doc.
isn't it?
Well, supposedly, we don't know what happens in the downtime.
Uh,
Maybe the doctor's a bit too touchy feely.
I hope not.
I hope not as well. And I would not want to suggest that this would be a new character trait.
Yeah, it would be a misguided inc- inclusion if it was. I think.
I think so, but no, I don't know. When is it meant to be starting again? May.
Yeah,
Hmm. So not. We'll get there eventually, won't we?
it's a bush. Mm, yep. Yep. Oh fuck! I completely forgot.
What?
Well, I needed to send you those pictures, didn't I?
Oh yeah.
But fuck it. I guess I can just make you Google search them, can't I?
You didn't Google search for one thing I suggested you Google search, so why should I Google search your stuff?
Yes, I did.
No,
What was the
no.
one thing you suggested?
The MP
Oh,
thing.
right, yeah. Well, I'd be thankful if you did.
Well,
In fact, I'm going to talk about this topic now.
okay. Go on then.
Well, as you may know, I'm a big fan of the last podcast on the left. And in their
Yes, it comes up.
one of their most recent episodes, they discussed the topic of haunted dolls,
Oh yeah.
and there were a couple that stood out to me. Um, one of them was called Robert,
Okay.
and you may well be aware of Robert. Robert the Haunt.
No, I don't think I am, but I'm gonna. I've googled Robert haunted doll Robert.
Yeah,
The world's most haunted doll is named Robert.
yeah. And you must show.
Looks like a little sailor boy.
Yeah, you must show him sufficient respect because he deserves it.
Okay.
And
Really?
yeah, well, he'll be angry if you don't. Yes,
Okay.
a great deal of respect for him. Another one. No, Peggy, her name is the
Peggy.
Peggy the haunted doll.
Okay.
You see a photo.
I can. Yeah.
What are your initial thoughts?
Looks surprisingly modern.
Okay. How do you feel?
Not overly anything. Why?
That's interesting because some people report feeling a bit iffy looking at Peggy, and I have to say I did too.
So there's a certain uncanny valley thing going
Yeah,
on,
but
isn't there? But I mean, that's it's a doll, isn't it?
like
They all.
genuine discomfort.
No, I don't feel as if
And the last
I don't
one,
want to. I don't want to continue looking at. But it's
uh,
not. It's just it's a fucking doll, isn't it? I don't.
uh,
I'm indifferent. I'm mostly indifferent.
last one is called Letter Me Out.
Okay, how do you spell that?
Letta
Yeah.
me out with spaces where spaces ought to be.
Okay. That looks like a caricature.
Yeah. Well, apparently they're the least malicious.
What those three?
No, Letter Me Out.
Oh, okay. With a name like that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's sort of yeah, that always creeped me out. Those the haunted doll or the evil doll is a particularly well, it's a subgenre that of horror that always sort of gets to me really.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember Slappy from Goosebumps. Are you familiar with Goosebumps?
I am familiar with Goosebumps. I
Mm.
never liked the books, but that's because the books always smelt weird.
What were you doing with them?
Nothing in particular, but just the books smelt weird.
Right.
Like you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Sometimes you sniff a book, and sometimes it smells weird, but they always smell weird and in the same weird way. So I could never really get my head around it. Wasn't something I. It was. I found it off-putting.
Well, I'm sure I hit that. Oh, hello.
Gobble gobble.
Well, they're only over there, aren't they? Yeah. Um. Where did I hit that moose? That looks very fucking promising.
Vital organ.
I did hit it right in the head, didn't I? Is that why? Is it? 'Cause oh, there we go.
I did a very grown-up thing
Did you?
this week. I did. Would you like to guess what it would be?
Taxes?
No, I'm all PAYE, so I don't have to worry about that.
Uh,
Any other guesses?
Did you buy a certain item?
I did, but it's more for the thing I did with the item.
Right. Did you return it?
No, I used it for its intended purpose.
Okay.
Shall I tell you?
Yeah. Go on.
I replaced the windscreen wipers in my car, or on my car, I should say.
Right.
Like by myself. I bought them. I replaced them.
How'd that go?
Well, I mean, they're still attached, so I'd say it went well.
So it's promising.
Took a little while, but like it took me about 20 minutes to do. But I didn't want to break something, and you just got to. There was a bit where
How
I
did
had to
I?
force it.
Do you remember what button I pressed to? Okay, so that's my. Right. That's a rarely use a flashlight, so it's easy for me to forget. Shut the door behind you.
The flashlight's the button I keep forgetting on hard space.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I changed me all my wipers on my car
Hmm.
because it needed doing.
Do you like your car? Are you attached to it?
Yeah, I'd be lost without. Well, I wouldn't be lost without it. It'd be harder for me to get lost without it. But I do enjoy having it. Yes.
Hmm. Oh, good. Good. I'm very glad I don't drive.
It's not for everyone, is it?
No, just be extra sort of hassle and more money, and I don't really need to. So yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
They are expensive.
yeah.
I've got a few repairs I need to do to mine. I bought a
Oh,
new Ariel as well because I accidentally broke mine getting it washed in a car wash.
oh, oh. You don't wash your own car.
Well, no, I pay for my car to be washed by a machine that is designed to do it.
All
It
right.
will do a better job than I will.
Yeah, I vouch for that.
So
Same reason why I don't let you clean me.
also I wouldn't
I
want
also
to.
have a machine do it.
Yes, I'm sure you do.
Have you heard about this Pokemon thing?
Palworld.
Yeah.
Yes, I have heard about
Well,
Palworld.
it's
I haven't looked. I haven't looked it up though.
no. Well, it's a game that many people have remarked upon, as it bears a fairly remarkable similarity to Pokemon. But there's a lot of Pokemon-esque games out there.
True.
I was actually talking to a former colleague of mine recently who said that he had a week off work and he spent the entire time basically glued to that.
Oh, okay.
Seems like the sort of thing I'd get really into for like a couple of weeks and then never touch again.
What like the Minecraft Pokemon thing?
Yeah, or my ex. Any, yes. Anyway, um, yeah. But people have been saying Pokemon should sue, Pokemon should sue. But as I
Well, I heard they
say,
had, but
well, I think I don't know whether they had. I think they put out a statement that they were looking into it, but somebody remarked that that may have just been because people kept bringing it up to them.
yeah, easier to
It's
just say
not
it and then.
the only. I mean, Pixelmon's, while it is, well, I suppose there's a lot of ROM hacks and whatever out there as well, but there are a lot of like games that lift very heavily from Pokemon out there that are of a similar vein, sort of online games like that. I'm sure you've seen them. I've seen them.
Oh, I'm sure I've
It's
seen
not the only one.
plenty of them.
You know, I mean, uh, yeah,
Trouble is, it's such a like. Well, I mean, you know, it's. I wouldn't say there's that much that really sets it apart from like the thing about Pokemon is that it's basically a JRPG with a six-person party. The only real difference between it and say Final Fantasy at a core level is the setting,
mm,
right?
mm,
It's not really that different from any other JRPG. It's just that it's so vastly larger,
Mm.
both as a overall concept and in terms of various ways you could play it. That's what gives it its uniqueness, I would say.
Mm.
But that's just me.
I think it's a fair point. Fair point, well
I
made.
don't play an awful lot of JRPGs. They don't entertain me. Final Fantasy and, like I say, Pokemon are basically the only ones that I'll give the time of day to.
Yeah, and even then, you're not exactly
Yeah,
die hard
exactly.
for either.
No, I bought the remake or the modernization of the Final Fantasy VII, which
Hmm.
was only really the first half of the game. I can't finish it because I can't beat it. I think I need to go back a bit and you know change a few things because my setup's not quite right.
So it
But I
reminds
keep
me
getting
of
further and further, and then it gets harder. And yeah,
well, sort of reminds me of how I got stuck in Kingdom Hearts. Well, spoken before about how because I was a kid and dumb and didn't necessarily know how games work, I didn't have any of the perks on.
mm,
So there was one that showed you how much health enemies had left, and I just didn't have that on for fucking ages.
yeah,
And I sort of skipped a lot of it and just rushed because I wanted to see what the next world was. And then I get there's this bit where you're trapped in Hollow Bastion and you have to fight one of your rival. Um, and it doesn't really let you get out of that. And all the enemies are really, the sort of stuff you'd grind on are really powerful. And you've only got a wooden sword,
mm,
and you can't go back anywhere. So you can't go to earlier areas to sort of practice. So I was sort of stuck there because I couldn't really, I couldn't grind. Um, Maybe I
that's
will play
unfortunate.
that one day. I've heard that Disney come down on pretty fucking hard on videos that feature Kingdom Hearts. Um,
That seems ridiculous, but
I
fair
don't
enough.
know. Who knows? Maybe we will play Kingdom
But
Hearts. Seeing as we're not
it's
making any
like free
money.
advertising. It's free advertising,
Well,
isn't it? If they
yeah. I mean, nobody said it made sense because I mean, it doesn't. You'd think, as you say, it's free advertising. You watch people play the game. Oh, I kind of want to play that.
mm,
You know, I a lot of the time I will, well, all the time, in fact, I will intentionally seek out Let's Plays if I'm considering getting a game just to see how it runs, and whether it's the sort of thing I would like. It's like watching a trailer for a movie or a review of a movie, really. Well, it's not really because you get game reviews, don't you? But they're not. Um, yeah.
I don't know. I don't
Mhm.
really trust a lot of reviews myself, which is ridiculous considering.
Yeah.
But like I know what drives them, and really
Mm.
you're not really learning about the product as much as you are learning about the person writing about it.
Mm. Well, if you have a reviewer you respect, and whose opinions more or less line up with yours, they're quite useful.
Hmm.
Um, or even just the fact that you like the review and you want to hear their opinions on something.
Yeah,
For example, I like Mark Kermode stuff. I mean, the biggest difference of opinion I have with him is that I like Kill Bill. It's my favourite film. He thinks it's shit.
mm.
Um, you know, but I just like hearing him, someone who has knowledge about film and enjoys film, talking about that sort of thing is good.
I I do pay attention, not so much as I was, but to the Ramblomatic. Well, no, the Second Wind people.
Yeah, zero punctuation. Well, 0.5 punctuation or something.
Yeah,
New punctuation.
his thing is fully Ramblomatic,
Yeah.
but then he does semi Ramblomatic as well.
Uh,
There's one of them does like a deep dive into video game stuff, and everyone does essays on topics, and
mm,
so I follow them.
yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
mm.
And I mean, I got into the idea of playing Shadows of Doubt because I saw that he'd done a video
Well,
on
yeah,
Shadows
that's
of Doubt.
what piqued my interest too.
So I do absolutely take on board those reviews sometimes, but a lot of the time it also puts me off playing the game. So could go either way.
I'm not even going to try. You know, I mentioned that the next book I was going to be read was about Bobby Dunbar,
Yes.
but I lied. I changed my
Oh,
mind.
okay.
I'm almost finished a book about Catherine Howard. Do you know who Catherine Howard was?
Wasn't she one of? See, I'm gonna feel like an idiot if this is wrong, but wasn't she one of Henry's wives?
She was.
Okay.
Yes, she was the penultimate wife of Henry VIII. She was the second beheaded, and well, history sort of characterised her as a bit of an airhead, a bimbo who had numerous affairs on her much older husband, against her husband, around her
Yeah.
husband, on
I
her.
mean, to be honest with you, it all depends on the context.
Well, yes, she
If he
she
if he was into it, then
well
you know.
she had a few lovers, one significant one after they were married. Which led to her downfall. Now, this book posits, which I think is a very fair argument, that those early relationships she had were sexually abusive. Worth
Okay.
noting that she was only 12 when the first one started, and it was her music teacher who was like in his 30s. Um,
Christ.
yeah, and this author, I can't remember her name, I agree with what she says. I think it's pretty clear that it was sexual abuse. Certainly, she can. I mean, she couldn't consent legally by definition, but like mentally, she couldn't consent
Mm.
at all. She does argue that the relationship that she had when she was married, there wasn't really much into it, which I think is, arguable.
Mm.
Um, but I agree with the general thesis of the book. Um, what's it called? It's called Catherine Howard. Uh, Catherine Howard: The Tragic Story of Henry VIII's Fifth Queen by Josephine Wilkinson.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean I agree with that, but she falls into a trap that a lot of authors do when they're writing to defend someone, and that's to excuse like all their actions. Um, there's an instant where Catherine Howard has a difficult relationship with Henry VIII's eldest daughter Mary,
Mm.
and she sort of makes excuses for her that it was a stressful time and whatnot. Um, but like Catherine Howard was like a teenager, and it's entirely possible that she was just very frivolous and was genuinely just jealous of the fact that Mary got equal or more servants than she did, and that pissed her off. The fact that she gets so much jewellery is put largely on Henry, and I think a lot of it was. But you know, I think she was a teenage girl who liked pretty things, and he was a man who was buying her pretty things. You don't have to.
Yeah. I mean,
People don't have to be perfect for you to defend them. You know,
no, that's true.
Catherine Howard does not have to be intelligent and ambitious and know what she's doing. She can be like a kid, completely out of depth in the world that she's in. But yes, which sort of brings me on to something else I've been thinking about.
Okay.
Um, we haven't actually had like an adaptation of the life of Henry VIII in a fair old while. I
Oh, we
mean,
know.
no, I mean Wolf Hall, which is Hilary Mantel's magnum opus. Uh, that's been adapted, and the sequel is finally fucking coming out to that soon, I think. Um, but the last time we've had a series that covered the entire reign of Henry VIII was The Tudors, which was a Showtime series famous for its sexiness. I just think maybe it's time to to do that again.
What
Um,
try and make Henry sexy?
no, just do it really, do it justice. I mean, I think
Oh,
there's something to be said for like the way the Tudor starts, where Henry is young and attractive and sexy because he was. But the trick is to sort of make the audience grow attached to this figure as a young, attractive, sexy guy, and then he turns into a tyrant, a monster. Um,
yeah, I suppose the the change is part of the appeal, isn't it?
yeah, that's how you do something like that. Um, but yes, I'd like that if we had like the six wives of Henry VIII, um, or the House of Tudor, something like that. That'll be interesting. Because I mean, it hits the trifecta, really, doesn't it? The reign of Henry VIII, because it's important, interesting, and diverse all at the same time.
Hmm. Yes, I suppose you're right.
You know, there's something there for everybody. You know, you've got the dissolution of the monasteries and major political change, and you've also got the six wives and all that stuff. Fuck, you know.
Hmm.
So there's a good amount in there. What are you doing?
I'm listening to you.
Oh, thank you. Hey, look at that.
Nice one.
That's a turkey we shot before that I've only just found.
Oh, okay.
That's what that is. I had no
You only
idea they
you
hung
only
around that long. I thought they would have like respawned or something.
you only clipped its wing as well.
Well, they're very fragile things, turkeys.
Yeah, you did say last week. To be fair.
Yeah, you don't need to do all that much to them, and you got them. This bear is going to plod along for a while. It clearly wasn't that good a shot.
Ah, you know,
How are you diddling?
I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah,
I think you should be more concerned about how the bear's doing. It just shut itself.
yeah, they do that. That's just a good way to tell how close you are to it. So it said just now. So it has, you know, as we know, it's just run through here.
Nice. I have one topic left.
Yeah, go on, and then we'll just see where the conversation takes us.
I've, as you know, I've been playing a lot of Cyberpunk lately.
Yeah,
Um, I think they've made the game easier
right.
because I have played less time on this save than I had my last save,
Yeah.
and I have out leveled myself by like 10 levels.
You sure you haven't been doing anything differently?
I mean, absolutely, I've done stuff differently, but I wouldn't be able to tell you what because I don't. The thing is, I don't really understand what the
Mm.
stuff I do, how much of an impact the stuff I do has on the
Mm.
character build, or how the character build has an impact on the way that I play. Like, I just sort of wing it. I don't plan a lot of it. There's no grand design to my character setup,
Yeah,
and I'll be doing different things at different times
I'm
and with
not
different
sure.
guns, and
You see,
you know.
I would be very concerned that I would miss something. You know,
Well,
here's a weapon you can only get in this little span of time.
there are absolutely those things, but there's also a place where you can buy them after effect,
Alright.
and they're fucking expensive, but you can buy them after effect, so that's not so bad. Um, but no, I one of those weapons that I bought, and I don't know where the fuck I could have picked it up from. It, now, bear with me.
Did you show me this pic? Is this what you saved the president with?
Yes, it is. It's a
Ah,
dildo baton,
right. That seems right
and
up
it's
your street.
it's a dildo baton, and it is fucking powerful, and it's my one melee weapon, because it turns out that doing melee combat is, or with a blunt weapon, which it classifies as, is the one type of fighting that I've not really been taking part in
Mm.
throughout the course of a save. And there's a skill that levels up, and you get better every 5 levels on it.
Mm.
You get a perk related to that skill. So I'm sort of farming that one up now by beating people to death with my dildo. Um, and it's worth noting that apparently there is a bigger, blacker one that you can.
All right, upgrade to.
Yes. So yeah, that's one of those things to consider, I suppose,
Hmm.
if one is so inclined.
Wonder if I hit that bear.
It
Hey,
wasn't clear from my angle.
I did. I don't think it did
Nice.
a damn bit of difference, but I hit it.
They've also added proper romance stuff into the game.
All right.
Now you can get intimate with
Oh,
certain
I'm not
characters.
wasting my time following this thing. Yeah, go on.
You can also get into a steady relationship with one of the with one of the NPCs.
Only one.
No, one at a time.
Oh, right.
Um, so, and it's something you just sort of slip into through conversation topics and
Beg your
doing quests
pardon.
through 'em and stuff like that. But the trouble is, they've made the hanging out with your supposed partner a repeating quest.
Right.
So what happens is they get in touch with you every few days, and we're like, "Oh, can I hang out at your place?" So I hang out at your place, but like, there's like a little notification that you need to that pops, like, like if you have a text message
Yeah.
and
It's
you'll
like
have
the
the
bit
number
in
saying,
GTA 4 where hey Roman, do you want to go bowling?
it's like that, but only you could read the message right on GTA 4
Yeah.
and ignore it.
Oh God, you have to do it. Do you?
Well, you don't have to do it, but you can read it, and the notification saying you have a message will stay there.
Do they stack?
No, they just carry on waiting for your message.
Hmm.
But I don't like having notifications,
Oh golly.
so it's a bother to me because I'm having to disrupt my gameplay because every
Hmm.
few in-game days she wants to hang out. Now it's not so bad because if you jump in the shower, they jump in the shower with you, and it's a nice chance to see some titties.
Right. What do
But
you get from it?
it's carrots. It's just
All right. It's like
fleshing out the
carrots.
thing. There's no,
Okay.
you know, it's interesting to me that the person that the main romanceable option that they ended up with in this case happens to be the same one it was last time, and I wasn't intentionally done it, but this time I'm playing as a bloke. Last time I played as a woman, so
Hmm.
maybe that's, you know, this one's bi, and the other one that I was going for maybe before wasn't. I don't know.
It's good to Yeah. I mean, I sort of like role playing in games like that. Um. Yeah.
It's important to.
It's like GTA San Andreas. That had a girlfriend mechanic. You got
It did.
things out of that, didn't you?
Sometimes, yeah, I think you have to romance one
Yeah.
so that
Like
you can get into the casino, don't you?
Well, yeah, I mean, the others, I mean, you got I know there was one where if you got her to the highest level, every time you got arrested, you didn't lose your weapons.
Oh,
And
that's helpful.
there's another one where if you died, you didn't lose your weapons.
Hmm.
I think I think there was a car or something, and maybe like increased health or something. I don't know, something like that.
I'm pretty sure there's one that makes you wear a gimp suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, you know what they're into.
Pulp Fiction.
Quite possibly.
I wonder what Marcellus Wallace did. What exactly does going medieval on one's arse? constitute?
I don't know.
Or what constitutes going medieval on one's eyes? For
I
some
would
reason, I always
assume.
pictured a mace.
Yeah, I could think that would be applicable. Or a flail.
Yeah.
I think perhaps though my reason for thinking flail is because in the Simpsons version of that scene,
Yeah.
Milhouse hits him with a flail, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So that could be why I'm thinking that.
I mean, it may be that. I mean, that was really unlucky of that rapist, wasn't it? To
I suppose it was, yeah.
accidentally pick like a gang member, well, a gang leader, fairly high-profile
Yeah.
figure in the criminal world of the area.
And someone who has a little bit of decency as well, actually.
What do you mean?
Well, Butch didn't have to go back to him, did he?
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah. It's not a great combination of people, is it? You know,
It's
some
not. It's
some
not necessarily Marcellus that was the issue. It's the fact that he went with. He got Butch as well.
yeah. You know, if it had been anybody else, they might well have left him.
Mm.
And it was very nice of Mr. Wallace to forgive Butch's debt.
Well, I think to be fair, in that circumstance, you're sort of obligated to, aren't you?
Yeah.
I would feel obligated to forgive whatever trespasses.
I will bear that in mind.
Okay. I mean, I don't necessarily think that you it's ever going to come up.
Well, if I do end up owing you something, that's a good get out, isn't it?
Well, I mean, you'd probably have to arrange for matter in the first place.
You just leave the technicalities to me, okay?
Okay, but if I suspect that you've arranged for me to be anally penetrated against my will, I don't think I'll be very forgiving.
Right.
So just bear that in mind as well.
Noted.
Jesus. But yeah, about saving the president in Cyberpunk is part of the side, like the DLC that gives you Idris Elba as a character.
All right.
Not Idris Elba; he plays a character in it. But he. It's funny because at the start of the game, but like any likeness between our characters and real world people and events is purely coincidental. It's like, well, actually, no, because you have designed someone to look specifically like Keanu Reeves and Idris Elba. So I don't think you can say it's coincidental.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, fair enough. There's been a thing sort of circulating in Reddit circles I've seen where a fandom will list a number of characters and invite people to say what the worst thing they've ever done is.
Okay.
I think that's kind of interesting. That's been circulating. Um, yeah, that is all I have to say on the matter.
Can you think of any in particular that would be
Well,
applicable and
I
worth
mean, Game of
conversation?
Thrones did one.
Okay.
The Frasier fandom did one. Um,
I suppose we very sort of technically did it with Peep Show, didn't we?
yeah,
When I said that the worst thing Mark Corrigan did was put milk in his tea first.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
Mm. Well, this hunting expedition isn't up to much at the minute, is it?
Well, you could say it's been a bit of a turkey.
Well, I got a couple of things. I got 2 turkeys and a moose.
As long as you're having fun. That's the important thing.
Yeah. I really do hate that sound.
Yeah, it's not a nice sound, is it?
Oh, see if we can get it. Okay, that wasn't the best shot in the world, but I definitely hit it. It's not a particularly big animal either. There it is.
Whoop, whoop. Oh, you've just reminded me. I need to change my calendar. The page on my calendar
Why has that reminded you?
because it's a white fox or a snow
Oh.
fox of some sort on the for January. It's not January anymore.
No, it's not. It's February.
Mm. So it's a good reminder.
Yeah, I suppose it is. Suppose it is.
I won't change it right now.
Will you come and visit me when I've got my own place?
Depends where it is. Same as I gave you last time you asked.
Alright. You could sleep on the sofa. Or at the
I
foot of my
repeat,
bed.
depends where it is. I think I'd prefer the sofa, to be
No,
honest.
not in my bed, though.
Not if you're in it. I'd rather
If I'm...
avoid
You can...
any complications there if we can help it. And I feel like
complicate.
it should be very easy to avoid that sort of complication.
Okay, that hurt my feelings a little bit.
Did you honestly want to accidentally wake up in the middle of the night and one of us has got a boner and it's touching the other one?
So,
Are you honestly telling me that that wouldn't be a complication?
it would be a complication.
Okay, so I'd rather avoid that sort of thing if we could help it. Do you still have hurt feelings about the matter?
I mean, a little.
Well, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to get over it because I do not want to touch you with my boner. My boner that I can't control anything about. My involuntary erection. I don't want it near you. I don't want it near most people, if there's any consolation. But
Well, I
it
suppose...
would make this more complicated, wouldn't it?
Yeah? Yeah, it would.
Okay.
It would, yeah. Oh! 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 I think it may have ran away. I don't know what that was.
It's bloody done you, isn't it?
What?
I said it's bloody done you, hasn't it?
Well, it was sticking its head up. I don't know what it was. Maybe a moose. That was probably a bear.
Tell you what, it wasn't a giraffe.
No, no. No, I have to say this is probably one of my favourite maps thus far.
Yeah.
I've commented on how the maps in this game are sort of... There's not much character to them really.
Mm.
But this one has a lot of valleys like this, you see, which is why I had so much success before.
Because you.
Was wide open spaces with high ground.
Yes, I suppose. The Obi-Wan Kenobi method.
Yeah. Whereas in other places too much forest.
Mm.
I'm really glad I have therapy tomorrow.
You said.
It, yeah, I always feel better, which is
That's good.
surely a good sign.
I should think that's mostly the point.
Mm. It's just good to have someone to, talk things through with. And be sort of vulnerable about stuff with. I accidentally.
Did you nearly fall off your chair?
No, I was readjusting, and I kicked it, or I kneed it. Fucking, I don't even know it's there. There it goes. She goes. Hmm. Oh, where could it be?
You can find it. Just be very slow and gentle and careful. I'll tell you where it's not.
Where?
Behind you.
Well, I should hope not. Hmm. Where might it?
Nearly Valentine's Day, you know?
Ugh.
Yeah. Every like global thing that like just is routinely a thing that people inherently celebrate, like Valentine's or Christmas or Easter or whatever. I think do I need to do some themed captions for it, or will I get away with it? And I feel like Valentine's is one of those where I probably ought to.
Cash in on it.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's find a way of somehow, because I mean I've done it before. It does work. I can do Valentine's themed stuff, but trying to force myself to do a particular theme or genre
That
always
was
seems a bit.
bloody close. I'm very surprised you didn't see me. She didn't see me. Bloody surprise. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I tell you, what,
I would be
sorry, go on.
tempted if I were you to just spend like dedicate a month and just fucking crank them out and save up a deposit of them and
Well,
gradually
the trouble is,
leak them out over the course of the next year or so.
I mean, I do make a bigger batch at a time, and then I
Mm,
don't just make a load and then put them out
mm,
immediately, unless it's well, I mean, the ones that I've done um, of this recent model that's wanted to me to do them, I've put them out like that, just because I'd rather not sit on them, right?
yeah.
And some of them have been well received. Um, I've actually had a very well received comment.
Yeah?
It's one of the something that I've commented on something else, which is probably my most liked comment of all time.
All right. What did it
Um,
say?
there's going to be more info here than you want, but you need it for context, right?
Okay. Please use
So
child friendly language.
it's not possible.
Okay.
Someone posted a picture on a subreddit that I follow for personal enjoyment of like a like a butt plug, right? That is being worn.
Right.
But the thing about this particular butt plug is that you can lock it in,
Right.
and from the angle that they've got, if you're not looking at it properly, if you're just glancing past because you're scrolling through, which I do on my phone, I just scroll through.
Yeah.
It looks like a USB port.
Right.
The thing that the part of it that you can see that presumably is where the key goes, looks like a USB port. So I commented, I swear, I thought that was a USB port at first glance. 637 people have liked it.
Huh.
And the comment replied to mine saying, "Good if they need an update," because the silly little jokes like that. Almost everyone, literally everyone, is commenting on the whole USB thing.
It's lovely when that happens.
Yeah,
You want to know my
and like
most upvoted Reddit comment? Actually, no. Finish your thought. Finish your thought. I'm sorry, I interrupted.
I did. I did notice that an hour after I posted it, someone had posted the exact same, or almost the exact same comment, and it had not had anywhere near as much traction. So fuck them. In fact, I'm trying to find it at the moment. Yes, their comment at this stage has had 22 likes.
Let's
So
see.
you know,
Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see.
I'm definitely.
Sorry, I'm not moving, but
It's nice. It's nice that I've done something that has been well received, and it's just a silly little comment that I made.
mm,
I think I will have to do some Valentine's Day stuff, but like I say, if I force myself into a genre, I get a bit. Yeah.
yeah.
There's only so much you can think, and it's
Mm.
hard to get the content before because like a lot of it's like, oh, that picture will work for
Oh,
this
here we go. Here
particular
we go.
thing.
So it was one of those on sort of Ask Reddit. If you
Hmm.
could go back in time 10,000 years and hang on. If you could go back in time 10,000 years ago and make a cave painting to confuse everyone in the future, what would you draw? And I put The Simpsons, about time somebody predicted them for a change,
Yeah.
which I thought was just a throwaway little thing. I didn't even think it was that funny. 17.7k
It's not
likes.
shabby.
Oh God.
I
Um,
mean, that's more than anything I've ever done on
I
Reddit.
know it's just weirdly. Uh,
Not more than not better than everything that I've done,
it
but
was even it was
more than any one thing.
you know those like though oh, you may have seen them on YouTube. They have like Reddit videos where they basically just have the post and then
Yeah,
the most yeah.
yeah.
It was even featured on
There's a lot of them on
one of
TikTok.
those.
Oh, nice.
Um,
Did anyone ask you?
What? No,
Did
they
anyone
didn't.
ask for your permission?
No, no, they didn't. But they're
I
welcome to it.
the most successful thing I've done is a thing that's had about 2,000 upvotes, and it
Mm.
was a GIF.
A GIF.
GIF.
A GIF.
It was a GIF.
I couldn't give a shit. What's a GIF?
Same as a GIF, but spelled pronounced properly.
Well, it is a GIF then, isn't it?
No, it's a GIF.
That's not the same as a GIF. It is a GIF.
GIF.
Right? I know that's
Oh,
what
I'll tell you what.
well,
Sorry, go on.
I
Go
know
on.
that's what I know that's what the inventor says it's called, how it's pronounced. At a certain point, the tide of public opinion and convention sort of carries you away from that. It
I'm
doesn't matter.
inclined to say that in the context of something like that, the name is, I don't know.
Well, I hardly think it matters.
No, no. I I had to do something that I get pissed off with other people about on doing on Reddit the other day.
Yeah.
And I apologized in my comment that I made, saying, "Look, I hate it when other people do this, but I've tried and I can't work it out."
Mm-hmm.
I asked for a source for the thing that they posted because, like, it was a clip from something, and I wanted to watch the whole thing, but I couldn't find what the thing was.
I'm not going to ask what the thing was.
Oh, it was a porn thing. Yeah, you don't
Oh.
want to know, but still, I hated myself for asking,
Oh.
but I did at least apologize when I asked. So does that makes up for it?
Well, I don't
I
think
don't.
there's.
To be fair, that's something that's been surprisingly well received by the community as well. Whether because I asked for the source and they now have it, or because I was like, look, actually, yeah, that's had 16 upvotes. Just that comment.
Hmm.
I hate it when people ask me this, so sorry in advance, but do you know where this is from? Blah 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 blah
Ghostbusters
blah.
2.
It's nice to be honest and open with people, isn't it?
Where the blood at?
Where that blood at? Where that blood at?
Hmm. I don't see which direction it went. No, I hit it. And I know it was male. Oh, there it is. Lovely.
Nice shot.
Thank you. I was making my move on the thing on the opposite bank, and that just popped up in front of me.
You'd be daft not to take advantage, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah.
I was thinking after Hard Space, I might see about doing the Walking Dead game.
Oh, the Telltale
Ah,
one.
yeah,
You can ask me to make decisions.
not necessarily.
Right.
I might do. It depends how much attention you're willing to pay.
Yeah, I'll pay enough attention.
Because sometimes you've got to be quick, right? So I might have to make the quick decisions.
Yeah.
But also sometimes maybe not have to be quick.
That thing over there. No, it's just a
Some
tree.
I thought something dashed across, but it was. It might have just been a leaf or something.
Well, yeah. If I had any sense, I'd be tracking the herd right now.
Good job you don't have any sense then, does it?
Well, I
Yeah.
am now tracking the herd.
Just remember, what's good for the herd is good for the bee.
Yep.
I mean, that's how that goes, isn't it?
Mm.
I wish it was Friday night instead. I'm knackered and I can't be asked to go to work tomorrow.
Whoop. Every now and then you see a tree branch that sort of looks like a thing. There's a watering hole over there. Oh, I guess maybe was I looking at the road? I don't know. Is this relaxing?
For me,
Yeah.
yeah. Sometimes it isn't. I plan on getting 9 videos done this weekend.
Gosh.
Yeah. I've done the maths, I can do it.
That'll be good. It
But it
seems pretty straightforward to film what you're trying to film. I suppose the difficult thing is the commentary.
yeah, trying to keep it so that it's not just shit, oh that corner, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Having something specific to talk about. I'm looking forward to when the season starts because then I can talk about the season, right?
Mm.
Obviously, the next video I record, I'll probably end up talking about the Lewis Hamilton thing.
Well,
But the trouble is, the next video I record isn't going up till the 15th. Just because I've tried to get them out because it's an everyday thing, so I can't leave them to pile up. Can I? I need to try and be ahead of it a bit.
I suppose a tight script. Well, a script doesn't help you because you know the length of the video is controlled by how long it takes you to do the lap.
Well, it's not only that; it's how am I meant to look at the script?
Fair point.
Like I haven't got time to write one and learn one.
No.
I can't drive and look at the script. Trust me, there have been instances where my phone has flashed up. I've been distracted by it, and then all of a sudden I've lost a place because I took a corner wrong. Although I will tell you, spoiler alert, I am halfway through the season at the moment. 7 out of 14 races complete, and I am in second place overall.
Oh. Against computers.
Yeah. But they're on moderate difficulty.
Oh.
You know, it's not like I put them on super easy mode. I'd put them on an easier mode before for my personal playthrough, and I trounced them. So I've made it more difficult deliberately, and it is obviously more difficult. The thing I struggle with is fuel and tyre conservation. Like there was a race where I was winning, but because I ran out of fuel on the last lap, they all overtook me.
Yeah, it never occurred. I've gone and done it again.
right up the arse.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, Ray. It never occurred to me, but seems like quite a good mechanic that fuel would be something you need to keep an eye on.
Mm.
I mean, after all,
No,
it's relevant to
most of
the
the time.
actual, F1 stuff, isn't it?
Oh yeah, most of the time it's not that big a deal
Mm.
because. But I find if we have a red flag situation
Yeah.
where they shut the race down completely and make you restart from whatever lap, they at those points I tend to have fuel issues.
Mm.
Unless, and my big issue is that we'll have a red flag situation and then I'll try and overtake people because we're all bunched up again.
Mm.
Whereas if I sit behind them for a while, I'm not using as much fuel because I'm not trying to speed off. Right,
Yeah.
I'm not driving as aggressively, so I need to play a bit more defensively.
I suppose
Really.
it's a timing thing, really, isn't it?
Oh yeah. I'll tell you what. The last race I did, Silverstone, I was quite annoyed because I'd done a no stop strategy for the sprint race, so we didn't go in for tyres at all. Didn't need it. Didn't
Mm.
do it. The Grand Prix weekend afterwards, we had to start on the same tyres,
Uh huh.
which meant that they wanted me to pit stop after one lap, which would
Uh,
automatically put me in last place.
yeah,
So
there's
I wasn't overly pleased.
more going on with that game than I thought.
Yeah, it's you gotta. There's levels of realism to it. So I
Mm.
put it on moderately realistic. I don't have to worry too much about the DRS and the ERS stuff,
Mm.
which I'm assuming you don't know what they mean.
No,
Would you like me to explain them, or would you rather just?
do it for the listener.
Okay, so the DRS is the drag reduction system, and what it does is if you're within a second of a person in front of you at a particular point on the track, then at another part of the track where it follows it, you will have your spoiler open up to reduce the amount of drag that you have, thus making you faster for that section. It's meant to help you overtake, but you only get it within that 1 second. So it's normally something that over the course of a few laps, it'll contribute to you eventually having an overtake or making it easy for you to overtake. ERS is when they brake or when we're driving along, they harvest energy, like kinetic energy, which
Mm.
they use to charge a battery, which they can use to give themselves more power at certain points. But there's a button on that they use to like use it and make the energy more powerful, and it's called the overtake button. Because
Mm.
the whole point is you'll charge it up and then you'll use it in one burst to get ahead of someone.
Mm.
Normally, once you've got DRS in play, you know, if you're ever watching footage of them on a straight and the spoilers opened up, it's because they've got DRS.
Oh,
But
we'll
yeah,
see.
I've got it to do those two things automatically because it's small buttons and I can concentrate on it at this point, as well as having a conversation. Right?
It does seem like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, it's one of the few sports I give any shits about.
Mm.
I always get when they're driving along,
Yeah.
the there's red lights on the back that flash, and you normally see it as they're coming into a corner. So the instinct is to think that they're braking, because when
Mm.
you're driving a car and the red lights are on the back of a car, it's because they're braking, right?
Yeah.
But it's not. It means that the energy thing's charging up,
Oh.
which it partly charges up because they're braking, but also it's more to it than that.
Mm. Well, yes, I will be. I will be putting your video on. I might even put it on tonight. To be honest, it seems like I don't take this the wrong way. You know, the sort of thing I'd quite like to have on while I sort of fall asleep when I'm in bed.
I will say that the first few videos aren't as much worth paying attention to. I don't think
Well,
because there's not the commentary as a result of the technical hitch.
oh
But
well, I still got to watch you drive.
unless you want to hear my thoughts on Red Bull, in which case the practice quali and uh, yeah, the practice and quali session would include that.
Uh, you see my
But
my new video yet?
I've seen it pop up, but I've not watched it yet. No.
Right.
I'm gonna level with you. Having read the script in advance, it does limit my need to watch the video.
Well, there have been some changes, some
Were
cuts.
very substantial.
Well, I put fucking video clips over it. That's pretty
Okay,
fucking substantial.
okay, but the main draw is the words, isn't it? Surely.
Well, you know, with the
The whole point of someone being there is to hear what you have to
well,
say,
I
not
mean,
to.
there's accompanying video clips that serve the purpose of illustrating my point.
Okay. Well, like I say, I've not got to it yet.
Mm.
There's a lot of things I've not got to yet, Ben. How long was it again? This one?
It's 30 odd
About 40
minutes.
odd, wasn't it?
30 odd.
So I had, yeah.
Not my shortest. Honestly, I have to say it's the video I've done, my least favourite video thus far that I've done.
Okay.
Um, the next one's a pretty juicy topic. We're talking about the Emmerdale plane crash.
Bum 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 bum.
There's a lot going on there. And the next one, I've put the poll up. My patron hasn't voted on it yet, but it's going to be a Coronation Street one. Uh, either way, if they don't
Is it
vote on it,
because you've only given Coronation Street options?
yes,
Is it a choice between why is Roy the deepest, let's say the best villain outside of Richard Hillman,
uh,
or what are we up?
you've kind you've kind of hit on both.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Well, one is about why Richard Hillman is a very important villain
Yeah,
within.
which you did a written piece about before, didn't
Yes,
you?
it's
So,
something I wanted to make a video on for a while actually. And the other one is about Roy and Haley Cropper. Haley, of course, being the first trans character in soap, and I'm going to expand that into, um, well, sort of trans people in soaps in general, and also the fact that I'm pretty sure that, from a conceptual standpoint at least, that character was conceived as a joke. The joke would be that, you know, the weird guy, Roy, would go on a date with someone and really hit it off, and oh my god, she's a he, and that would be
mm,
funny. And then they sort of pretty quickly realised what they had. I don't know what point, but they sort of turned tail on it and sort of leaned into it. But I don't think they set out to do a heartfelt trans storyline. And also, I've I've come across several things that, like, that storyline was applauded in the House of Commons
oh, okay.
for like trans representation, and they had they hired like extra people to man the phone lines because they were anticipating a slew of complaints.
Mm.
They actually got like four, and they were all saying that Haley. They were all complaining that Haley was played by a cis woman, and it's like, holy fucking shit, how far we've fallen.
Wow.
I don't like the phrase "you couldn't do that" these days, but I genuinely don't think you could do that these days without, you know,
Problems.
Graham Linehan's fucking head exploding, which is
Well,
very sad.
let it explode.
Mm. It is very sad, but I would like to do a video on that. I think it's interesting. I'll have to get a new tier video. Start thinking about that within the next
Mm.
month or so. I don't know what. I'll probably do characters or something. I don't know.
My biggest issue at the moment is that I haven't written the scripts for the four um team chat bits that I do. I've still got to do.
Mm.
I've recorded one of the footage for one of them. If I, but I'm sort of putting off doing the script at the moment because it's easier for me to crack out more videos on. Like as it stands, I've got 12 days before the next one that I need to do any writing for needs to go up.
Yeah.
But after that, I've still got like 14 more videos to do, and only
Mm.
4 of those needs. So 14 more days. So it's actually 21 more videos. So I could, yeah, it makes sense to sort of just focus on cracking out all the other stuff
Mm.
that doesn't need the extra work, and then I can do the extra work when I've got a bit more time and a bit more inclined. I don't like scripting stuff very much. I prefer to just get
Yeah.
it done.
Honestly, the easiest part of it for me is actually editing this video.
This
Um,
one.
what do you mean this one?
When you say this video.
When I'm doing the whole process for soap study,
Oh, okay.
that's the easiest bit.
Re-editing, yeah.
Yeah, the script isn't great, and recording can be a drag. I never really like doing it, but you just got to get on and do it.
I get so annoyed when I do what I think is a great take, because I'll just read the whole script as a whole.
Yeah,
Now I won't bother doing a section at a time. It's well, I don't. Sorry, correction. I'll do a section at a time, but I'll do it all in one go. So I'll make sure that I have got a good copy or a good cut of whatever paragraph before I move on to the next paragraph.
right.
Right. But the trouble is, in that time, sometimes I'll be partway. I'll think I've got a good a good paragraph, but somehow I'll have listed something and I'll have mixed up the words. So,
Yeah,
for example, I was talking about Ford and Honda engines at one point, and I called them Horde and Fonda,
I've done
and I
that.
didn't realise until I did the edit, and I was
Yeah,
like, "Oh fuck, I've got to redo this bit
yeah,
now."
I've done that.
And it wasn't just a one bit; it was like it was in the middle of quite a long sentence.
Well, when I was using the headset, which wasn't nearly as good as the mic you suggested, thank you for that. Um,
You're welcome.
I read through each paragraph twice, or I read through the whole
Hmm.
thing twice, and that way I could, increase my chances of being able to edit something together. And it just took ages. But I've
Hmm.
got this. There's no popping at all, so I can just do one take, and as long as I don't flub it, which of course I do, but I only do one take, which maybe I
Yeah,
shouldn't.
like
But
I
I,
take I take I take one. I only do one good take,
mm,
but like I say, I'll do a couple of sentences, take a little break, so have a swig of a drink and get my breath properly if I need it and all that kind of crap.
mm,
And then I'll do another couple of sentences, and another gap, and then another couple of sentences until I get through it all. And if I fuck up the sentence, I start that section again rather than having to do a larger bit again.
well, sometimes yeah, sometimes that only really works if you start the whole thing again.
Oh, I'm sure
I've
I'm
had
sure
that.
put together it doesn't sound great. I'm sure of it,
Well, I
but
mean, I've had that before where I fuck up a sentence so many times I'm just like fuck it, let's just start again at this paragraph. It was only like 3 sentences ago. Um,
while I was doing the last one that I did, can't remember who it was about now, but I had a paragraph, and the paragraph was maybe like 6 sentences long, and I was on the last sentence about halfway through it, and I fucked up one of the words,
mm,
and I'm like, fuck, because
mm,
it was a nice flow. It was a lovely flow for all of it, and I thought, no, I'm not doing that again. I'm gonna do the sections
yeah.
again like I normally do, rather than pushing for the whole paragraph.
Well, I think didn't I think one of the promising things about my videos, and I don't think they're perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I think you could argue that,
Hmm.
I mean, they're incredibly basic. I think the content is solid. Um, I have gotten better. Uh, I mean, it's one of the things I sort of occurred to me is that when I'm writing my script, I'm writing it to be read rather than to be spoken.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that
Yes,
really I ought to
I do that
bear in mind.
because
Um,
there'll be. I'm assuming by this you mean that there are times when you say the words you've put together read fine, but they speak badly.
yes,
Yes.
yes, it's I don't want to say boring, but it doesn't. It's sort of it feels like a lecture, Sometimes I
Oh,
feel
okay.
like
No, I
I know
I, I
I know
thought you
what.
meant
Yeah, I no, I agree with. What exactly do you mean? Because I'm pretty sure I do agree with that too.
like the sentence is easy to read, but it is hard to say
Oh no,
because of
no.
because of the shapes your mouth actually needs to make to say the
Oh
words.
yeah, I've had that plenty of times, and
Yeah, that's
sometimes
what I thought you
sometimes I
meant.
will just edit it. I will just say fuck it, I'm not saying that. I'll just use some other words.
Well, sometimes I'll use the script as a guide for what I
Mm,
want to actually say in those circumstances.
mm. Oh fuck. I've never had that before.
You have been walking in a based on what I've seen of a map. You do head towards the edges.
Yeah. I mean, oh, I
I mean, to be
usually
fair, we have been getting on for an hour and a half.
okay. Well,
Let me have a look when the. Yeah, I
look at that.
messaged my partner at 9:30 saying that we'd done 2 videos. At that point, that was when we had our break, and then I sent the thing saying that we were about 25 to 10,
Okay,
or
well,
coming up to 11. So it's about an hour and a half.
they should really close that because that's a bear. That's supposed to be bear proof. Fortunately, I don't have arms. Apparently, I can't. There was
I can see
clearly there
you
was
have a
a
thumb.
well, it's not
You have a
opposable.
very visible thumb.
It's not my fucking problem. Um, yeah, clearly there's been a peeper in the night. Someone
What's
was
he do?
trying to kidnap the Limburg baby.
Hang on, what is up there? What in that? Can you get up there?
It's a
Is it the bedroom?
yeah,
Oh, it is actually the bed. Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Well, yes.
very creepy.
Um, thank you for joining us. Let's just see what I've shot. Uh,
Mm, farewell. So
so
turkey,
everything
moose,
from
turkey. How can the grey fox have red fur?
I I don't fucking know. I mean, great white sharks aren't white.
No, but you'd think a grey fox would be grey and not. Actually, this is annoying.
What?
Why is it? Why are they 2 different spellings of the word grey in the same line? Why is it grey fox American, grey
Mm,
English?
I honestly don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Grey Fox was presumably maybe it was named by an American.
Yeah, I suppose it is possible that it is an American
That would
name.
be my guess. I mean, it is. I mean, we are shooting in America.
We are, but then again, argument fur type would be American fur type. But I don't know. It doesn't matter. You've killed a fair few things, you murderer.
Yeah, we've had a good haul. So next
Have you
time,
not? Have
what?
you not done it since? Oh no, you played last Friday.
Yeah,
Okay. Sorry, I was having a look. It didn't look like you hadn't played it for a week, and it is nearly a week. But
um, yeah. Um,
hmm.
so the next time, as I say, we're going to move away from North America. We're going, even though we did move away from North America when we went to Mexico, but we're going to South America next time.
Didn't we start in Germany as well?
No, we started in the Pacific Northwest or
I thought we
Alaska.
did some. I thought we did something in Germany.
No, we've talked about
Mm.
the German one.
It's
That's,
possible that I'm
uh,
thinking about when I tried it.
that is where you started.
Yeah, because I haven't got all the DLCs lately.
Yeah. Well, we'll be going to South America next time, which is somewhere I haven't been, so I'm going to have to dip into that Dreg toaster. Um, huh. I'm going to have to dip into that to do all the what the fuck?
Time flies.
Yeah. Well, we'll
Get your clock out. Have you got a clock, like a watch or something?
okay. So it's 10:51. That clock does not read 10:51, does it?
Uh,
I think it might.
yeah, it does.
Okay,
Oh
so
wow, that's interesting, isn't it?
it's actually fucking accurate.
I mean, let's see if 11 o'clock agrees, shall we? Because it's only a few minutes, and it's not real time, is it?
Yeah, it does.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll be going to South America, so I've got to do the preliminary stuff for that, and then it's on to Europe.
are you gonna take down Chupacabra?
That was Mexican thing.
Yeah, but it's still. You might have travelled. You might have gone on holiday.
Well, no, we'll probably just shoot some puma.
Oh,
And yeah, but
well.
we're doing all right. And we're getting through it. So
Please make this your thumbnail for this video.
No, I've got a whole thing for my thumbnail. But yes, we'll leave it here then. So thank you very much for
I'm
joining us.
yeah. Bye everyone.
Bye.